Hey everyone, it's Amber and welcome to another video. And I know what you're thinking, where have I been? Life has been a little crazy and I have not been collecting as much manga as I used to, if I'm gonna be honest. Manga tends to be something for me where I like go insane on it and then it kind of dwindles off and then I go like hardcore. And that can relate with my financial situation. Right now, kind of struggling there. But I decided I was gonna try and like get back into the whole YouTube thing. I figure maybe it will restart my drive for it all. So if you guys have any video like ideas, please let me know because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I've got a lot of figures. I guess I could show my figures, and I've got so many keychains. Like too many. And I've got all these books and I'm gonna buy more. It's just, it's been really hard to find series that I like love. I like really attack a series and like invest myself, and it's been a little difficult to find something. There actually are some novels coming out at this end of the year. I think like in December or November. It's like Modazushi and Scum Villain, and like the other one, which is like Heaven's Official Blessing, I think. So I'm super excited for that because like I never thought those would get novels translated in English. So I'm pretty certain that would like jumpstart me into chaos again. But I figure since I have all these books and I'm not doing anything with them, maybe I'll show you guys what my like top 5 favorite series are in the collection that I currently have, excluding all of my kind of more normal ones. I'll just give you a little overview. So if you've been following this channel for a bit, you would know that this tends to be like my favorite kind of shelf. I actually am probably gonna move Devil's Line off the shelf. It's a good series. I enjoyed it, but definitely not up in my favorites anymore. So of course Attack on Titan, which I don't have all the volumes. It's been a little slow buying manga lately. Dead Man Wonderland, which is of course one of my favorites, especially if you know me. You know how like intense I am with Dead Man and Shiro. She's my favorite. And then coming down here, like I have some of these other ones I enjoyed. Noragami I enjoyed. I've been kind of following it online. It's petering off for me. But probably out of everything on the shelf, Requiem of the Rose King is one of my favorites. I actually really badly want to do a whole separate video for Requiem of the Rose King, but basically it's getting an anime. I think it got pushed back to next year. It was originally supposed to be this year. Something happened. I think it's getting pushed back. But I love this story, but you kind of have to like historical stuff with fantasy, because basically they're doing a play or kind of a twist on the whole Lancaster thing and with Richard, and it's a little unique. I know some of the reviews were kind of like going after it, and if you look at the anime, some people are saying about how it's going to be like BL. It's not. It makes me so mad when people say that, because it's one of those things where like I'm trying to think what another story is and it gets overshadowed when it's not even a thing. Like, I don't want to spoil, but Richard, I can't spoil. But all I would say is, if you see anything regarding that, don't judge the manga or the anime on that. Read it yourself. This is like such a dark, twisted story. It's insane. Like I thought this was supposed to be shoujo, because that's what I originally saw it marketed as. It's not. It's very dark. But I would recommend it. It's honestly one of my favorites. I've been keeping up with it. I love it. Totally would recommend this one if you like dark, gritty, historical stuff, like lots of death, but also it's a little sexy, so I can't say anything. But I would really recommend this one. All right, moving on to the second one, and I should say these are in no order because I'm like really bad about doing stuff like that in order. But I have this one, which is Our Dreams of Dusk. I just saw this randomly. It's 4 volumes long, and let me just say the volumes are like so pretty. I have all of them here. But they're so pretty. And the artwork, oh my god. If I could flip through this, I would. It's amazing. So it's another one of these stories, super short, kind of about LGBT and everything. And it was amazing. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, but holy crap. I loved it. I like literally bought all the volumes right away. I was freaking out. I couldn't find one of them, so I like drove like 45 minutes to go get the volume and then read it, and it was so good, so good. So if you want something that's like short, I would highly recommend this, and the artwork is stunning. The next one I chose got an anime adaptation, I think like a year or two ago, and it kind of got big from that because of certain scenes. But probably one of the other ones I love to read is O Maidens in Your Savage Season. I was not expecting to like this at all. I knew basically nothing about it, but I had seen a lot of people posting about it on Twitter and everything, especially that one scene. I feel like that was kind of an introduction for most people into this. It had really good characters, and I honestly think that's what kept me going, was like the characters, not necessarily maybe the plot of the story. It was interesting, I'll give it that. Not many stories, whether it's manga form, novels, well, sometimes novels now, but it just doesn't really explore that much into sexuality. So this was very interesting. I cannot tell you their names because I'm horrible at names, but my favorite was the writer girl. She was hilarious. I loved her, and it made me laugh. But O Maidens in Your Savage Season, I really enjoyed it. The artwork is good. Have not watched the anime. I've seen little clips, but I'm kind of fine with just reading the manga for this one. It went above my expectations, since I was kind of like, I don't really know if I like this type of story, but I did, and it was super good, and I'd highly recommend it. And it's completed. I'm trying to mainly do completed series because I already kind of know how they end. So hopefully you guys will check out this one. It's super good, and I love it. It's so funny, and like it just like kept me on my toes because I was like, what in the world is happening? Especially with the one that's a writer. My god, was she my favorite. Moving on to the fourth one, I have this one that is plastic wrapped, and it is Not Your Idol. This is actually not completed, but I felt like when I first picked this up, nobody was speaking about it. I have no idea why. I think a lot of people that I followed got turned off because of the fact I think it is marketed as Shoujo Beat. But oh my god, it was so good. I came in like, usually most shoujo I'll buy like the first volume, and I'm like, okay, is this like generic kind of shoujo trash? That, I mean, it's fine. I can't say anything. I usually buy the generic shoujo. But I thought that was what this was going to be, because I really don't do much idol stuff, but holy crap, it was opposite. I loved it. It was so good. I think right now I only have up to volume 2, so there's probably a 3 by now. It was on a pretty slow release schedule, if I'm not mistaken, but it was great. It's more of like a psychological thriller, I would say, with maybe some romantic elements, but there's not really that much, at least in the first 2 volumes, I wouldn't say. The main character, she's likable, she's pretty tough, and I don't really want to say anything because it's definitely one of these ones where like each volume you kind of have to keep reading, and so much happens in the first volume, and if I say anything, it will spoil the second volume. But I definitely would recommend at least checking this one out. It has pretty good artwork. I mean, it is shoujo, so kind of know that the art style might be a little bit more shoujo, but I felt like nobody was speaking about this. I would recommend reading it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it has been a thrill of a read. So there you go. And moving on to the last one, I have probably my 5th recommendation, and that is Something's Wrong with Us. Now this is another one that is ongoing. It actually is completed already in Japan, so I kind of know what happens, but I love this. I think if you follow my Twitter, which a lot of people don't, cause like, you know how it be, but on Twitter I share a lot of pictures from this. It doesn't have an anime, it's just the manga right now. The releases were so slow starting out. I think they've kind of picked up, but you have to be careful because there's been a few times where I've like thought the release date is one day, and I think with COVID and everything, it gets totally pushed back. So just know that. And some of these other ones, it's crazy. I think that's what's gonna cause me to take a step back from manga is, you know, I'm like, okay, is it actually going to release? But so good. It's another one of these ones that's like kind of like Not Your Idol. It's more thriller. This one kind of has a murder mystery in it a little bit, and I love shoujo. I just said it. I love all genres. I will literally read anything if it's good. I'm totally fine reading, you know, Jiao, Yuri, Yaoi. I don't care. Anything crazy, shonen, seinen, whatever. As long as it's got a good story plot and good characters, I'm down for it. And this was like one of these things. I've been waiting for some type of like shoujo or something that was like mysterious, dark, but then was also a little spicy. This is definitely that. It's not one of these ones that's like rated whatever and shows a lot of explicit stuff, but it's good. It's so good. And I highly recommend it if you want something a little bit more mysterious and spicy. This will definitely do it because it has been a thrill to read. I think it goes into like the 15s on the volume. Like I think it's in the teens in terms of releases, so we still have a little bit to go. I think I have up to like 8, but I am behind on this release too, so I have to go buy it after I film this. Woo! But yeah, that's kind of everything that I kind of recommend. I mean, I have so many volumes. I think the last I counted my collection was at like close to 800, or was it 850? I can't quite remember, but I have a lot of volumes. And I bought a lot more, but I cannot remember what I bought when, and like I don't remember about hauls and stuff. But yeah, so those are kind of like the ones beside my generic ones that always show up in my video. They just, I can't weigh down this shelf right here because it actually is a sliding door, so I can't put that many books on it. So that's why these series are not up there. But yeah, I'd highly recommend checking them out, and give me some ideas for videos so that maybe I can like actually record things and use my YouTube channel. Shocking, right? Maybe not disappear for 5 or 6 months. But yeah, have a good rest of the day, and I hope to see you in the next video whenever that is. Bye!